my name is Tate. My biography is about Steve Jobs, and the title of the book is The Man Who Thought Different. What first got me interested in Steve is he's the founder of Apple and completely changed the way we do technology. He was born on February 24th, 1955, to Abdul Fattah Jandali, who is a Syrian refugee, and Joanne Simpson. Since Joanne's father did not approve of their relationship, they put Steve up for adoption shortly after he was born. When he was put up for adoption, Claire and Paul Jobs, who were unable to have children of their own, jumped at the opportunity to adopt him. When they adopted him, they named him Stephen Paul Jobs. Even though he was very smart, he never really liked school. He thought it was very boring and pointless. This is part of the reason he dropped out of college in 1972. A few years later, in 1976, he created Apple Computers with Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne. Shortly after Apple was created, Ronald Wayne dropped out of the company, selling all his stocks in Apple for a few $1,000s. Today, those stocks would be worth about $59 billion, so not a great decision. He continued to change the world until he was fired from Apple in 1985. Shortly after being fired, he created Next Computers. While at Next, he bought a small animation studio from George Lucas named Pixar, which later became one of the largest animation studios in the world. He finally returned to Apple when Apple bought Next for $400 million. When he returned, he became the advisor to the chairman. He remained at that position until 1997, when he became the interim CEO, or ICO as he called it. 1 year later, in 1998, he released the iMac, which was revolutionary for its time. It was the first inexpensive and high-quality computer ever. Then in January of 2000, he became the full CEO of Apple. 3 years later, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and tried many Eastern medicines before finally having his surgery on July 31st, 2004. Then on January 9th, 2007, he completely changed the world when he released the iPhone, and it was an instant success. Then in March 2008, Fortune magazine disclosed his worsening cancer issues. And then in 2010, he released the iPad, which at first wasn't very well received, but later became loved by many people all over the world. Due to worsening cancer issues, he resigned from Apple on August 24th, 2011. Then on October 5th, 2011, he passed away. What I took away from this is you should never give up on something you love, and I highly recommend reading the book. Any questions? Evan?
How did he get fired from his own company?
The board of directors fired him. Jake?
Did the book ever say, or did you ever learn about him turning to God whenever